Welcome to the enigma of Victorian London and the lingering identity crisis surrounding the infamous Jack the Ripper. This video delves deep into the rabbit hole of history and theories to shed light on the possible suspects of these grisly murders. From Montague John Druitt to Walter Sickert, each argued their case as to who really was the mastermind of the Ripper's reign of terror. The Ripper case has been an intricate tapestry woven with blood, ink, and speculation. Some threads lead to society's most intriguing personalities at the time, individuals whose lives and unfortunate deaths strangely intersect with the Ripper's reign. Among the prime suspects, Montague John Druitt, a barrister with a troubled past, has surfaced as a potential candidate. Sadly, Druitt cut off his life prematurely in December 1888, leading many to speculate whether guilt drove him to suicide. Concurrently, there were quiet whispers traveling through the city streets, intoning Aaron Kosminski. The supposed madman was later consigned to Broadmoor Asylum, his blood type deemed compatible with the samples collected at the crime scenes. And then there was Walter Richard Sickert, an artist with an attraction to the macabre. He painted disturbing scenes that eerily echoed the Ripper's modus operandi, fueling pervasive theories linking his artistic catharsis to real-life atrocities. Amidst these high-profile male suspects, a somewhat less explored possibility was the female perpetrator. Historical discourse debates about the Ripper's apparent anatomical knowledge, which sounds plausible from an insider's standpoint, a midwife, perhaps. As we journey through the annals of history's most sensational crime saga, it's vital to realize that every detail contributes to the extensive, unsolvable puzzle. Whether it's the examination of bluestone or the proffering of love letters, it's all part of the investigation. The Goulston Street graffito, discovered on a nearby wall right after the double event, was possibly replicated from a bloodied apron left by the killer. Some argue that it allegedly points fingers at the Jewish barber Kosminski, sealing the case for the authorities. One of the most fascinating aspects of this case is the alleged letters from the Ripper. The Dear Boss letter, for instance, was received by the Central News Agency, intriguing police force over its authenticity. The letters to the police were followed by an infamous series, better known as the From Hell letter, which missed no opportunity to gloat over the perceived failings of Scotland Yard. A piece of kidney, presumably from one of the victims, was enclosed, shaking the authorities and the public to the core. Another thread in our exploration is the idea of de-escalation. After the Autumn of Terror, the rampant killings of 1888, it's speculated the Ripper might have stopped altogether. Why did the murders end so abruptly? Was it because the killer passed away, or was there a different reason? Nevertheless, the miseries didn't stop here. More deaths continued to haunt Whitechapel, albeit not attributed to the Ripper, a phenomenon dubbed the copycat murders. Were these new killings a mastery of a concerned public, or an actual continuation of a horrific legacy? Painstakingly carried out autopsies reveal the horrifying resemblance between the injuries suffered by the victims and traditional midwifery techniques. The debate resurfaced once more: did the Ripper have anatomical knowledge consistent with a trained surgeon or a woman? Among the numerous suspects that populate this dark and labyrinthine narrative, Druitt, Kosminski and Sickert stand as the most prominent. Unveiling tiny details concealed in Victorian shrouds, one can only wonder if the identity of the Ripper will ever be truly unraveled. Despite the absolute supremacy of conjecture spanning over a century, one thing remains undeniably clear: the legend of Jack the Ripper continues to titillate the morbidly curious and inspire innumerable works in dance, literature, art, and entertainment. In conclusion, the legacy of Jack the Ripper is a gruesome testament to the lack of forensic knowledge in the 19th century. The public's fascination with this unsolved case perpetuates the mystery and allows new theories and perspectives to surface. It seems Jack the Ripper has become an immortal character in the infamous alleyways of our collective imagination. A nightmare merging the horrors of reality with the fascination of the unknown, fueling endless research and speculative conjecture. Straying from investigating the faceless monster's true identity plunges us into a labyrinth where truth and myth blur, and innermost fears leach into an arena of public specters. These faceless narratives fittingly echo in the cryptic discourse surrounding the Ripper mystery. As the streets of Whitechapel get enshrouded in the mists of time and the monstrous specter of Jack the Ripper lurks in the shadows of history, we are left with questions more extensive than answers. Jack the Ripper, the horrifying phantasm of our past, remains a chilling reminder of how far we have come in our ongoing battle against crime and injustice. Whether Jack the Ripper was one of our high-profile suspects, a woman as some insist, or an entirely different entity veiled in the cloak of anonymity, truth remains a quest unfulfilled. But perhaps, in this elusive nature of the truth, lies the perennial intrigue of the notorious Ripper case. The specter of Jack the Ripper is an entity that constructed his infamous profile through the shadows of the alleys, the echoing footsteps into the oblivion of Victorian history. A mystery in hesitating steps, whispering secrets through time, uncontrollably pulling us into its abyss. Surrounded by legends and infamous tales of his gruesome exploitation, Jack the Ripper is a spectral entity that resides within every dark corner, lurking in human minds' darker alleys, perpetuating a shadow that continues to fascinate and appall in equal measure. The stark reality of Jack the Ripper perpetually remains an unsolved enigma, manifesting in the historical narratives, in whispered rumors, and in the harrowing images of Whitechapel discovery. A silent scream from the past, still echoing in the canyons of time. In conclusion, the true identity of Jack the Ripper continues to be an enduring puzzle of the 19th century. Countless theories, exhaustive research, and intriguing leads tend to circle back to square one. Perhaps we were never meant to solve it, and the enigma that is Jack the Ripper continues to torment us from beyond the grave. For now, he remains an enigmatic phantom lurking in the shadows of Victorian alleys. Jack the Ripper, a cautionary tale from a bygone era. A malevolent whisper, a nightmare that strikes at the heart of one of the richest cities in the world. Almost a century and a half since the Autumn of Terror, stories of the infamous Jack the Ripper continue to seize the public imagination. Despite numerous suspects and countless theories, the true identity of the Ripper and his chilling narrative remain shrouded in the mists of time. As we reach the culmination of our journey into the Ripper's past, it becomes clear that the question of who was Jack the Ripper is not a mere intellectual puzzle. At the heart, it's an inquiry into the puzzling depths of human nature, the relentless struggle between good and evil, and, quite simply, the unknown. In the battle between history, tales, theories, and sensationalism, one thing stands undeniably true: Ripper was undeniably monstrous. Whether it be a man, a woman, a celebrated artist, a deranged barber, or someone else entirely, we can but hope that their deeds, their thought patterns, or the reasons behind these appalling acts, may come to light one day. As the last traces of fog dissolve and the echo of the Ripper's footsteps in the Victorian underbelly fade, a crucial question remains: how much do we truly know about the Ripper and his haunting legacy? And in our constantly evolving understanding of history and forensics, could piecing together the Ripper mystery still be a chance? Forms of evidence might differ, and perspectives might vary, but what remains undeniable is this: Jack the Ripper's eerie tale continues to undergo extensive scrutiny in the fervent hope of unmasking the monster who once terrorized the dim-lit paths of 19th century London. Join us in this exploration as we attempt to uncover the enigma of Jack the Ripper. Improving tools and insights might offer a breakthrough, and we, like many others, continue to hope for justice for the women whose tragic fate has forever been intertwined with this enigmatic figure. As we draw the curtain on this haunting exploration, we invite you to continue this quest for unraveling the mysteries of Jack the Ripper. The most iconic conundrum from the annals of crime history: will his formidable legacy ever yield the secrets of his long-veiled identity? The spectral figure of Jack the Ripper continues to cast its eerie shadow over one of the most significant chapters in the annals of crime. By understanding the context, characters, and clues, we get closer to shedding light on one of the most baffling serial murder cases in history. Resplendent with terror, laced with intrigue, and shrouded in mystery, the deeply entrenched narrative underpinning Jack the Ripper continues to captivate historians and armchair sleuths alike. London's shadowy bends and cobblestone paths still keep the secret, and the quest to unearth it remains an ongoing one. Welcome to this riveting voyage across the torn canvas of Victorian London, the stomping grounds of the enigmatic Jack the Ripper. As we peel back layers of speculation and sketch out profiles of conceivable suspects, we invite you to accompany us on this quest for historical veracity in an inherently mysterious tale.